So this was sort of an inoculation. This was a bit of a test. This sale, I imagine, 32 Bitcoin. It's absolutely nothing. It's to see what the market reaction is. I'm sure they're scraping all sorts of data and information. It's hard to parse out what affects the market, but there's also news of Iran, all this macro stuff talking about, oh, we're closing the strait again. Everything tanks a little bit. Bitcoin takes a dive from that. MSTR takes a dive. People see those as risk on trades. They're moving risk off as this happens. It went up on news that they reached a deal previously last week, and now it's going back down, that this deal isn't happening. So it could be that, it could be leverage in the system, it could be, the moon and stars not aligning, right? So there's all sorts of information, and they're probably trying to figure out how much of an effect their 32 Bitcoin had on the market, which is probably very little. But there will be a huge amount of accounts, a huge amount of influencers and people saying this is the first nail in the coffin. They're going to go from 32 to 320 to 3,200. This is it, right? It's going to get worse and worse. I don't believe that's the case. However, I do believe that they're going to sell more Bitcoin than this. And it is because it is advantageous to the company to be able to tax loss harvest and buy the Bitcoin back cheaper while building up the credit issuance of their Bitcoin. The other thing that should be noted here is they are trying to get a better credit rating in general. And their Bitcoin, when they got rated, I think it was by Moody's, it was a B- credit rating for their business. Their Bitcoin wasn't even looked at as being an asset on their balance sheet. They have, again, $60 billion worth of Bitcoin. It's the entire reason why you would want to buy this business or give it any sort of creditworthiness, really. And they didn't have a cash reserve at the time either, I don't believe. And that Bitcoin wasn't even looked at, right? It was just marked as nothing. It was marked as zero on their credit rating. So part of that could be the perception that they can't sell it, either because they don't believe the market's liquid or because there's such a big player in this game, such a public figure in this game here of Bitcoin markets, that they would tank the price of Bitcoin by selling it. So I think that them making it more regular, that they're going to sell high cost basis Bitcoin, buy it back lower, ride it up, and just continue to lower their cost basis in a tax advantage way, while also selling shares when the MNAV is at a premium, because that's also more advantageous anyway than even the tax loss harvesting method. I think this is going to give confidence to really serious investors. There's a lot of real serious investors with a lot of money that want to see them being able to use the capital that they have on their balance sheet in that specific way. There's a lot of unserious, very loudly vocal people that probably don't own any MSTR or anything related to MSTR, maybe not even Bitcoin, and they are talking the most trash about this company and the flaws that they see in it. I know what kind of people I'm going to listen to there. I know what kind of information I'm going to look for there. And one of them is the market reaction to this, which I think has been largely positive. I think there's going to be these people that think this is the nail in the coffin, and other people realizing this is not a big deal. And in fact, this is actually good, because this is going to show everyone else that they can sell their Bitcoin to service their needs, to pay for their dividends, and really then it just becomes a simple arbitrage game. Is the Bitcoin that they're going to buy from the issuance of their preferreds that has an obligation of 11.5% going to outpace it in growth, right? Is the Bitcoin going to grow faster than 11.5% linearly, which in my opinion is an absolutely no-brainer. And then it becomes more obvious and apparent that that is why you would own the common stock here. Don't second guess that your Bitcoin is safe. Get a security audit through a one-on-one session with me, and join the school community, the Bitcoin Masters, to meet other Bitcoiners, grow your network, and grow your net worth.